Dear students, I am Mr. Sabu. Today let us discuss Introduction to Trigonometry Chapter 1. Chapter 2 you know, that is applications of trigonometry in finding heights and distances. But I am not going to that chapter right now. Let us discuss and revise only first chapter, that is Trigonometry, Introduction to Trigonometry. You might have seen this type of questions. You see, cot 85 degree plus cos 75 degree. And express the, in fact 85 degree and 75 degree are acute angles, but it is nearly near to 90 degree. But the question is this: you have to express this thing between 0 degree and 45 degree angles, this expression. So these type of questions, how to handle, that I am going to revise you today. Students, listen here. You know all the identities of trigonometry by this time. You may be knowing values of trigonometric ratios of 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree as well. And you may be knowing how to solve out the problems very well. But there are some students, they may be finding difficulties with these sort of questions. So I am going to revise those topics once again to you. Listen very carefully. You know the identities. I am going to just write down the identities and some important formula of trigonometry. First, sine squared theta. This theta, I will draw a diagram for you here. See, this is the right triangle at B. So of course we can take this as A, B and C. See, these two are the acute angles. Let this acute angle, the measurement is theta. So sine squared theta, instead of theta you may write C also. C, because that is angle C. Right. So I am not writing C there. I am writing because its measurement is given. Measurement means how many degree. Like 85 degree or 75 degree, that measurement. So I am taking sine squared, the measurement of the angle theta. Then, dear students, I am Mr. Sabu. Today let us discuss Trigonometry, Introduction to Trigonometry, Chapter 1. Chapter 2 you know, that is applications of trigonometry in finding heights and distances. But I am not going to that chapter right now. Let us discuss and revise only first chapter, that is Trigonometry, Introduction to Trigonometry. You might have seen this type of questions. You see, cot 85 degree plus cos 75 degree and express the, in fact 85 degree and 75 degree are acute angles, but it is near to 90 degree. But the question is this: you have to express this thing between 0 degree and 45 degree angles, this expression. So these type of questions, how to handle, that I am going to revise you today. Students, listen here. You know all the identities of trigonometry by this time. You may be knowing values of trigonometric ratios of 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree as well. And you may be knowing how to solve out the problems very well. But there are some students, they may be finding difficulties with these sort of questions. So I am going to revise those topics once again to you. Listen very carefully. You know the identities. I am going to just write down the identities and some important formula of trigonometry. First, sine squared theta. This theta, I will draw a diagram for you here. See, this is the right triangle at B. So of course we can take this as A, B and C. See, these two are the acute angles. Let this acute angle, the measurement is theta. Measurement is theta. So sine squared theta, instead of theta you may write C also. C, because that is angle C, right? So I am not writing C there. I am writing because its measurement is given. Measurement means how many degree? How many degree? Like 85 degree or 75 degree, that measurement. So I am taking sine squared, the measurement of the angle theta. Then cos squared theta, that is of course equal to 1. There is a condition. The condition you cannot forget. The condition is that the value of theta can be equal to 90 degree or less than 90 or greater than 0 degree or equal to 90 degree. Is it clear, the condition? This condition is very important. Second for identity is this. I am writing the trigonometric identities, means your formulas. Now let us see the second identity. Second identity, the condition is different. Third identity also condition is different. Let us see the second identity is this one. 1 plus tan squared theta, that is sec squared theta. Rearranging, you can rearrange. If you rearrange, it will be sec squared theta minus tan squared theta, that is 1. See how the formula comes, you see. This equal to 1 comes like this. Sec squared theta, this plus tan squared theta transposed to this side. Then minus, plus will become minus when you transpose. Then equal to 1. So sec squared theta minus tan squared theta is equal to 1. Now I am going to erase that first what I have written. I am going to erase because this identity, this one only we will take. Now the condition for this is very important. The theta, when you select, of course you will write it 90 because all this we are discussing with the acute angles. You know why 0 between 0 and 90 degree? Look at the diagram. It's a right angle triangle, and if it is theta, this obviously will be 90 minus theta. 90 minus, because their sum is 90. A plus C is equal to 90. Therefore, if it is theta degree, this should be 90 minus theta degree. So that their sum 90 minus theta, 90 minus theta plus theta cancel and 90 degree. Because there is acute angles, sum should be 90. 90 plus 90, 180. Angle sum property of a triangle. You know in trigonometry you learn angle sum property in class 9. Well, okay. So now the condition over here is tan 90. Tan 90 value, do you remember tan 90? Tan 90 value is not defined. Not defined means assume it is infinity. Infinity, not defined. That means it has got a great value, big value, not defined. So since tan 90 degree is not defined, tan value, theta value cannot be equal to 90 degree. Cannot be equal to 90 degree. So I cannot put here equal. But what about 0? Yes, it can be equal also. Equal also. Let me make it clear to you. What is this not defined? That is infinity. This is a symbol of infinity. What is this? Okay. See, you know that 0 divided by any number, say 1, that is equal to 0. But what about any number, any rational number divided by 0? What is that? That means division with 0 is not defined. Its value is not defined. That means it can be any number. Say 2 or 3, any rational number upon 0 divided by 0, that is not defined. Well, now let us see the third identity. The third identity. Third identity is this. Of course, we can remember, you can remember like this. Remember, already I have written here 1 plus tan squared theta sec squared. Like that, 1 plus cot squared theta should be cosec squared theta. See the connection. So now rearrange it. Making rearrangement. Cosec squared theta minus cot squared theta, that's equal to 1. See, making the rearrangement. Well, now the condition over here is little slightly different. Condition is slightly different. The condition is this: theta here 90, here it is 0 degree. You know one thing here which is not defined. Cot 90 is defined. It has got a particular value. So we can take cot equal to 90. But cot 0 degree is not defined. So we cannot take. So it is not equal. So these are the conditions. So I told something about trigonometric identities. Well, so next, what about reciprocals and complements? Reciprocals and complements. Let us see. We have to come at this type of questions. For that only we are discussing all these things. Reciprocals. You know, there are 6 trigonometric ratios: sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, cot theta, and sec theta, cosec theta. You see, the reciprocal of sin is cosec. It means sin theta or 1 upon sin theta, reciprocal of sin theta, that is cosec theta. That's the meaning of reciprocal, right? So cos reciprocal is sec, tan reciprocal is cot. Reciprocal is set right now. Reciprocals. Of course, by the way, let me ask you a question. If it is theta, what is sin theta? What is sin theta? You know, sin theta is always opposite side upon hypotenuse. Means AB upon AC. Opposite side. Side opposite upon hypotenuse. Cos is adjacent, side adjacent. That is BC upon AC. Then if you know these two, you can make the rest of the 4 ratios. In fact, if you know only one ratio, one of the acute ratio, if you know, you can make other 5 ratios. You can make. There are formulas for that. See, now sin theta by cos theta, that is tan theta, or cos theta by sin theta, that will be cot theta, or 1 upon sin theta will be cosec theta, 1 upon cos theta will be sec theta, and 1 upon tan theta will be cot theta, and 1 upon cot theta will be tan theta. These are using these formulas, you can get all the ratios here. Okay? Well, you know that all these things. Now we are coming to the point, last, dear students, be attentive. Our point is this: get the answers of these questions. For that, we should know this thing. Complements. Complementary angles. Complementary angles. Okay. Complement means, you know, suppose A plus B is equal to 90 degree. We say A and B angles are complement to each other. That is, if some of the angles should be 90 degree. That is complementary angles. So complementary angles in trigonometry is like this. For example, sine complement will be cos. Cos complement will be sine. It means, what I am telling you is, see here A plus C. A plus is equal to 90 degree. So you can write C is equal to 90 minus A. C is equal to 90 minus A. So we can say, what you can say? This A and 90 minus A are complement to each other. Because if you add them, plus A minus A cancel 90. Okay, so that means sine 90 minus A will be cos A, and cos 90 minus A will be sine A. Sine A. This is complementary, complement, that means complement formula. Same way, tan and cot will go together. Tan 90 minus a cot 90 minus a tan A. Same way, which must go together, you know now? Remaining, here 2, remaining 2. Which are the two? Sec and cosec. That is, sec 90 minus a should be cosec A. Of course, we can prove all these things. Cosec 90 minus a will be sec A. We can prove all these things. I will show you the proof. Okay, so I said something about the complementary angles now. Complementary angles. Now, one more thing I would like to tell you. See, yeah, you know the values of 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. First point is that sine and cos of all these angles will lie between 0 and 1. It will not exceed 1, it will not become less than 0. It can be equal to 0 or equal to 1, between. Right? Both are inclusive. What about tan and cot? Tan and cot can be 0 and can be not defined. Infinite. Right? Now, what about sec and cosec? It is slightly different. Its value will exceed 1. Will exceed 1. Will exceed 1. You can see the table. Trigonometry table, you see, look at the table. Sec 0 degree or 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, or cosec of all these things. It will exceed 1. It has no restrictions like that. You will go beyond 1. And what about 0? Can it be equal to 0? Tell me, cosec or sec, any of these angles value can be equal to 0 or not? Tell me. Tell me the answer. So dear students, my question, what was my question? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles, acute angles. Sine, cos values. It will be between 0 and 1. Look at the table. It can be equal to 0, equal to 1, but between them. It will not go beyond 1, it will not exceed 1, or it will not become less than 0. Tan and cot, it can be equal to 0 somewhere when you come. But maximum it can go up to infinity, means not defined. But sec and cosec is very different. No, sec and cosec of these angles cannot be equal to 0. Cannot be equal to 0. But it starts from 1. 1, then it exceeds and goes on. Up to not defined, infinity. Well, so I have said some important points to you. So these are points why I said to you. These are sometimes points you neglect sometimes. Knowingly or unknowingly. Right, but these are very important points to do this question. Well, now let us finally come back to this question. I will be solving this type of 2 more questions if time permits. And I will be giving you some problems from the sample papers to solve out. Very critical questions. Let us come back to the finally our topic, the question. I am going to write down the question. See, cot 85 degree plus cos 75 degree. Of course, in fact, you see cot, cos. Right? So, is there any connection? Cot and cos, they are not complement to each other. They are not reciprocal to each other. So now what we can do? We will see the complement things. This is equal to cot. Instead of 85, I am going to write like this. 90 minus 5. See, 85 is written 90 minus 5. Plus cos 75. 75 I am writing like this. $90 minus what? 15. Right? 90 minus 15 is 75. No problem. So these two steps are equivalent. Okay. Now next step. Now you know what is, according to the formula you learned. What is cot 90 minus 5? Tell me, one of you tell me. What is cot 90 minus? Cot complement is 10. So it is tan 5 degree. Now tell me what is the complement of cos? Cos complement sine. So it is sine 15 degree. Now that is your answer. We express this expression in terms of 5 degree and 15 degree, which are between 0 and 45 degree. See the answer. Now I am going to take 2 more questions for you of this sort. Okay. Two more questions from the textbook. This is the textbook of yours. This is a chapter. You know, this is the textbook. I am going to take 2 questions and let me write down the question. First, tan 48 degree into tan 23 degree into tan 42 degree tan 67 degree, you have to prove equal to 1. You have to prove equal to 1. You have to prove equal to 1. Look at this question. How to prove equal to 1? Prove that equal to 1. Now solution. Let us start the left hand side. Tan 48 degree into tan 23 degree in multiple into this multiply. Tan 42 degree into tan 67 degree. That taken. Now see the connection how to make. Complementary angles connection. 48 with 48 what will make 90? 42 will make, no? And with the 23 what can make 90? 67, because their sum is 23 plus 67 is 90. Well, so tan 48 into tan 23. Leave as it is. Now we will make the changes over here. Tan 42 you can write tan 90 minus 48. Tan 67 is tan 90 minus 23. That is tan 48 tan 23. Now apply complement formula. 90 minus a. You know this is the formula to be used. Tan 90 minus a is cot a. Cot a. Formula. So tan 90 minus 48 is cot 48 into tan 90 minus 23 is cot 23. Right? Now tan 48 tan 23. Now cot reciprocal you can write like this, 1 upon tan 48. This is 1 upon tan 23. Now this whole multiplication, you know, this whole multiplication. So tan 48 cut. Tan 23 cut. What will remain? 1 into 1 into 1, that is 1. That is the right hand side. Right hand side. Proved? One more question. Just one more question, then I will conclude the class. So let us come back once again. The second question that I am going to explain is this. Look at this question. Cos 38 into cos 52 minus sin 38 into sin 52 equal to 0. Not 0 degree, actually 0. Well, let us start. Left hand side. Cos 38 degree okay. Cos 38, let it be cos 38 itself. We will change this. How do you change? We will write cos 90 minus 52. What is 52? 90 minus 52? 38. So this is 38. Minus sin 38 into the sin 52, you can write 90 minus 38. cos 38. This is sine, complement sine 38. Right? Sine 38 minus sine 38. This is cos 38. Right? Now look here. Sine 38, cos 38. Sine 38, cos 38. These two things are same. Sine 38, cos 38. Sine 38, cos 38. If you minus, definitely the answer should be 0. Have you got it? I hope you understood the class. Well, I hope you enjoyed. So, thank you for listening.